We're alive.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another podcast of Decibel Zero. Brought to you from the group Barrage. Check it out on Facebook, like the page, whatever. And my name is Antonio. If you're interested, you can find my stuff at ever bonus staff full bonus staff ever at DeviantArt, and that's pretty much it. But I'm gonna give the floor to our lovely guests. We have a lot of them. This is gonna take a while, and basically, I want you, our lovely guest, to introduce yourself and tell me what quality do you look into when you look for a like boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, or whatnot, or like a really good friend. Just one personality you look for in that. Go ahead, hit me, guys.
Oh, dang. Whew. My name is Shingo Amito. You can find me on Instagram, DeviantArt, and YouTube as Shingo Amito. And the quality I look for in all people I want to associate with is that they're outgoing and not afraid to speak out about what they believe in.
My name is Mike Tony. You can find me on Instagram, Mike Tony Design. That's where I do most of my stuff. You can find my comic duelist on Tapastic. The thing I look for in mostly everybody is generally a good nature. Some people, there's some really shitty people out there, so I try to make sure I stick around at least good-natured people.
I'm Heartblood Rose. I'm an animator on YouTube.
Heartblood Rose. Remember that. Hot Blood Rose on YouTube.
Thank you,
Thanks, Tony. The qualities I look for in a good friend are humor, empathy, sincerity, and maybe a dash of asshole.
See, now we're starting it incorrectly because I said one. You gave us like 5.
Oh,
Just throwing that out there, man. I'm the captain of the
Oh my gosh!
sorry.
We lost the warrior that day.
Oh, indeed. So, hello, everybody. My name is Warren Thompson. I'm creator of lots of things. You can find me on Facebook at my Facebook page, The Road to PDS, or you can find me at Barrage Crew, hashtag Barrage Crew, find the group, join the group. And one quality I would like in a friend, spouse, whatever, some big-ass confidence. And like it's been said earlier, never afraid to back down, willing to put their own imprint on the world, their own identity, keeping it real.
Yeah. And
Yo, Jay, you feel like joining us? Maybe a little bit?
there he is. Right, nope, there's
I was talking this whole time. My bad. I was so focused on my food. I apologize. Hello, everybody.
Hero.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Episode 0 podcast. I am Jay or Jerry or One Hero, whichever you prefer, writer and creator of Infinite the Journey. And one quality I look for in a friend or a friend or a spouse would be loyalty.
solid.
Now, seeing that we're out of that, yo, I know everyone here is a creator. They're either making a comic book, a story, or I think that they're both the same thing. But yeah, how important is love in your story, in your individual stories?
As in romance, sir?
As in overall love, because love takes so many different forms. It's really beautiful to actually, take in it and like notice. Like, okay, example, my comic book, Project Untitled, is about 2 siblings finding their way through life, but using a video game as a proxy to deal with their problems and grab life lessons in the community. But the whole thing about it is how these 2 twin siblings are actually live together, and then now they're thrown apart, and the only thing keeping them together is this video game as they slowly drift apart and find their own different ways, different hobbies and whatnot. And I just want to show that journey, but the whole story is about sibling love. And yeah, I want to know if you guys have any love, or you actually thought about love in your stories, because we over here action, fighting and whatnot, but let's get to the meat and bones, why people read stories.
What a heel turn!
Woo!
Yo.
Who's gonna go first? Or is that
Go
going to be me?
first.
Oh my gosh.
Go first, Shasta. Do I hit him with that
Okay,
kitty
well,
law?
I'm writing a comic book / animated episode about cats living in a jungle. And I have this one character who's named Ishtar, and she's your typical, I wouldn't say typical, but she's a very pissed off granny. And, she believes, her grandchildren won't make it through, and da-da-da-da, and she has a distrust for trusting in believing, right? And so she detaches herself from her family and her friends and even herself sometimes. And when her grandson is born, one of the sons is stillborn, but the other is alive, and throughout the process of the story, she grows a fondness and eventually love for her grandson. And they have a very strong bond.
So is it safe to say that this old granny was bitter and she slowly found love into her journey of these siblings?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
You know what that love, bruh. Yeah. Who next?
I think I can just say one thing. None of my comics are actual ideas or realized things, but I want to say that it's almost impossible to escape a concept of love in any type of story you create. It's one of those things where it's going to be in every single instance, because love is one of the key things that kind of helps characters interact, right? You don't interact with just anybody in your day-to-day. You interact with people that you care about or show an interest in, and that interest can develop into a sort of love, whether it's just a love friends share or it's like a deeper love that is shared between a man and a woman, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, however you slice it, whatever your orientation is. So I feel like it's almost inescapable in a way, and yes, it plays a very huge role in every story to some degree. It's just that it's not focused on by the author at times.
So Ahmed, let me stop you there. Are you willing to disclose anything about your story that you're working on right now? Because I think yours displays a type of love that hurts, and we all can relate to at some point in our lives.
A little bit.
Are you willing to, or are we going to move on to the next person? It's fine, man. It's fine.
I mean, I could give like a 30-second dissertation.
Yeah, hit him with that 30-second.
Yo,
Okay.
yo, hit me with that 2-minute mark. Like, counting goals.
Bro, hit us with that hour, boy.
I'm just going to say what I can say, and that's it. But right now I'm working on a one-shot, and the one-shot is particularly about this guy who's broken up with his girlfriend of 6 years and how he has to deal with the love he had for her, pretty much, and his journey to overcoming, I guess, the part of himself that's left behind from that love, the broken self that's left behind from that love.
So instead of it being an actual physical antagonist, the antagonist is himself and his heart a broken heart.
Yes.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yo, broken heart, there's very little things that hurts more than a fucking broken heart, man. Seriously. Holy.
Actually, on the note of broken hearts, scientists a study recently showed that people who recently suffered heartbreak have a higher chance of having heart palpitations or irregular heartbeats.
Yeah, I have an irregular heartbeat right now, son.
Boy,
That knowledge gave me irregular heartbeat. Whew.
the more you know, kids. All right, I guess I'll go next.
The less drugs you end up doing.
So my story's called Hot Bob. Boy, you funny.
You're real funny, boy.
So it's called Dead Star, and Dead Star is a story about a boy named Risu who betrays the ninja mafia to bring his mother back to life. And naturally, like, it ties into kind of heartbreak, but after that, on his quest to try to go after such a goal, he realizes that he has to learn to love what's around him and appreciate everything around him. People who are there helping him out, no matter how stupid or obscene the goal is. And he's starting to see a little piece. It sounds weird as shit, but starts to see a little piece of his mother in all of the people he travels with, which happen to be all girls because I'm that kind of person. But yeah, it's just like learning to move on, and death isn't the end. Like, losing someone isn't the end. Like, there's always new sources of happiness. Like, it doesn't stop when Nia or Kamina dies, kids.
So it's safe to say that in the core of your story is the same thing as Ahmed's. He's getting over the loss of a loved one.
Yeah, you hit him with that loss of a loved one. Yes, sir.
Yo, Mike Tony, you got something? You got Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like,
man, your stuff's called Duelist, man. Come on, man. Hey, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's more about a thing that has to do more with spirituality. I mean, like, as I'm developing, as I'm like dwindling down the end of the chapters and stuff like that, because I'm gonna try to tie it off at maybe 10 chapters before I start a different story that I was working on. Things I like to play with is like for me in a story is the line of black and white, right? Because I feel like even nowadays with everything that's going on politically, or even things that are happening on people's day-to-day lives, is the people are constantly trying to strike this straight line of between black and white, and I always feel like there needs to be this gray area. So every story that I've ever written per se or put down on paper has been like this battle between the gray area. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what I've been developing with Duelist is like with this conversation this dude's having with his inner self, and potentially, in the last chapter ends off with a guy saying, I'm supposed to basically take over your body and everything else. From what happens on moving forward from that, it's like you start to teeter on like, is this okay, and like, why is it okay, or maybe sometimes it's okay, or maybe whatever. But the only time love has really ever come up in any story that I've put into, because it relates closely to my life mostly, is loss of love. So loss of like family members that are close to you tend to be catalysts for things that set you on a path where you walk this gray line, or you used to walk really on one side and you start to see the value in another. And it's internally, it's just conflicting with you, where it's like, what do I do? What do I do? And then I kind of want to leave it on the reader to be like, man, what would I have done? Am I a gray Jedi, for lack of a better words? Can I sit in that realm, or do I need to be a Jedi? Do I need to be Sith? So that's kind of my thing.
Can I hit you with two questions now? Two questions.
All right.
Okay. In your story, does he have a rival? In your story, does your main character have a rival?
No, not really. His rival right now in Duelist is basically himself. I mean, you see him constantly trying to, with himself, like trying to be better and be kind of hard on himself. So like I try to make the main villain's actually going to come up recently, but he won't necessarily be a rival of the main character. Like in that sense, it'll be the character himself.
Does he have a sensei or senpai? Someone that he looks up to? Or as a mentor?
Fuck, I might be giving away a little too much of Chapter 7, but...
fuck it, go! No, exclusive stuff, first time ever. This.
Exclusive looks and stuff. So, in Chapter 7, there's a point where you get where he starts to understand this whole Dravidian power, this whole Dravidian energy that's within inside him and stuff like that, and the inner spirit that he's talking to is more of that mentor to that degree. But that mentor itself, like I've written all the exposition for, but that mentor itself tries to explain to him this kind of gray area of things. In the last chapter, he explains like, there was a catastrophe that wiped out our people, so the whole reason why you even practice this religion and everything else is so that we can pass on ourselves to the next generation and hopefully basically be reborn. And then this next chapter, he explains a little bit of that kind of, this is how this thing happened, and we know we did something wrong morally, but, this is why we kind of did it. And it'll start to bring conflict in the main character and himself as the main villain comes in, and hopefully he'll be able to resolve this thing within himself as they're taking on this villain and stuff like that. I mean, I hope I can tie it up.
No, that sounds pretty dope. Yo, Ahmed, could you zoom in to Shasta's stream to show everyone what she's up to?
Will do.
And the chat, yo, Shasta, can you zoom out? Can you zoom out? And also, I was gonna say, yo, Mike, Tony, that's pretty dope. It's almost like a journey of him accepting himself and learning about himself, like an inner turmoil, like slowly beginning to love himself and finding out why he loves himself, or just being comfortable with himself. That's pretty dope.
He will have to accept himself if he's gonna win. I don't even know if he's gonna win, to be honest, but he will have to accept himself at the end of the story. Like that, to me, is the important part, regardless of what happens, going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, in perfect time, yin and yang, dark and light. Yeah, perfect. Now, but I like that because that's a different type of love, like loving yourself, accepting yourself. That's really hard to do, and to be honest, no one teaches that. Everyone teaches about, let's save the princess. Let's, have a happy time. But what about me? What about ourselves? So yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty. Yo, Jay, you got 40 minutes, man. Hit it with the deep shit, man. Let's go, man.
Well, in the philosophical endeavors of the Dusty Foot philosopher himself said, no, I'm joking. Basically, Infinite the Journey was based around somebody that has to believe in himself. And going into talk about loving themselves, because you're inspiring to become more. You're inspiring to be better. Never be complacent in your own abilities. Reach for the stars. If you reach them, so what? If you don't reach them, so what? But the love factor played close to the chest with me because of the loss of my mother at 15. It was a big responsibility of mine to take care of her before she left, and I blamed part of her death on me. So that's why in Infinite, when KO loses has his big loss, that he has to that is detrimental to his lifestyle and everything. It completely changed him and changed everything about the way he viewed the world. And in death, he saw the light, pretty much. Whereas in death, people thought I was going to fall, crumble because of how close I was to the situation of my mother being my heart. And then I ended up becoming the light. So yes, it was a dark moment, but I became the light for my brother. I became the light for my sister. I became the light for my father, for my family. So I held everybody down and kept everything strong while we went forward. And I've been on this journey of life since then, trying to become better, be better, represent that there is a way to be better, even in the darkest times or the unsure moments. So that is what I incorporated from my life into Infinite the Journey, as far as losing or a loss or heartbreak.
We're just gonna give the viewers a time to wipe the tears away for a second. That was deep, man. Some serious shit to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually think I heard that full story of that before, so it was pretty insightful.
Self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Shingo, can you hit that Michael Tony screen?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else, Jay?
No.
That was that took the arrow. Okay, no, other subject, we all know doing what we love, doing art, making writing, because everyone here is like I said, a creator. They write, they make comic books. But what if you cannot make comics or write your books and whatnot for whatever magical reason? You just simply cannot. And what will you do with your life? What will be not really the section option, but what will you do if you cannot write or create comic books or draw or whatnot? That's what I want to know. And yeah, go ahead.
My answer to that is what's stopping you? I mean, like, what situation would possibly cause you to stop in the first place?
No, I mean, this is only a simulation, all right? You get with it or get out with it.
No, man. There's no simulation.
No hands. What if I have no hands and I can't?
Draw with your feet. Right with your feet.
Yeah, that's not even in. Yeah, I saw a dude at Mass Art when I was like in 8th grade. This nigga was at Mass Art and he was drawing with his big toe and his middle toe, like on some crazy shit. I just saw a lady who was born without arms and was holding the two nubs together and drawing portraits. Like, as after seeing that, as far as I'm concerned, there is no simulation in which I can't necessarily do this. Like that, or I become Neo from the Matrix. Like, I have to be the one to make it. Like, I got to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll find time to do it. Right now, I work as a designer, but I do that, and it allows me to get the toys that I need to, to improve my art skills and to draw more. Like, I do have other passions, but like right now, like I need to make these stories. It's a necessity.
Anyone else has anything?
No.
I would probably become a baker.
You'll become a baker?
I currently work at a bakery, and it's a great place to work, and I generally love food and sweets. So I think I'd become a baker if art was never an option. This is assuming I never thought about art.
Well.
That being said, I love animation and art, so that's not going away.
No one needs to justify the love for art. This is only a critical thinking session.
I have reason.
That's fine. What I would do with no drawing in my daily thing, I would just double up on my training, do what I wanted to do in high school, and just aim for the Olympics in like 2020. Yeah. Or if not that, yeah, who knows? Probably do freaking entering fighting game tournaments or something.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I think I could 100% say that I would probably have found a way to hurt myself by trying to be a mass vigilante.
That's so Jay.
Like hoodie boy or something, because I think motivational speaker by day, vigilante by night would be kind of like an awesome thing to do.
I'll be the sidekick.
It comes with a lot of. I think that's a hard road to walk, but as life says, you roll with the punches, literally. So,
Jeez. Yo, to answer Tony's question a bit more.
Wait! I thought you couldn't. I thought there was nothing stopping you, man. I thought you got the Matrix.
I'm gonna throw the most honorable backpedal I can right now. Actually,
Well, you better do that on your knees.
all right. You want me to prostrate yourself, turn the camera on, and do that?
No, we don't want any clovers here.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
oh, darn it.
I'm even throwing away the Dead Star jokes. Yeah. No. I think I would want to do more cooking.
Or cooking?
Cooking and Shasta would be the baker. What's funny about that?
No. Feel free to laugh. It's okay. It's not something that people.
What? No one laughed that I wanted to go to the Olympics.
You're Jamaican. It makes sense.
What do you guys
Basically.
actually look like? Hey guys.
You want to go pass the torch? Be our guest.
Shut the fuck up. It's either that or be Jay's second. What are you gonna do now, Mr. Shut up, Warren. Come on, Mr. J. Come on, let me kick him.
Well, to be completely honest, I was looking for answers. No, the answers you guys gave was beautiful. But I was looking for, like, if I can't write, I'll create music. I'll create poems. I'll be a teacher. That's why I'm like.
Hey, at least cooking and baking is creating. I mean,
No, I'm not judging. I'm not judging you guys, but I'm just saying more.
Tell that to Chef Ramsay. It's not an art form.
Yeah, I'd probably do music or voice acting.
Because there's so many other things out there, and the reason why I brought this conversation up is that I feel if you literally just close yourself off and just, example, I want to be a comic book artist. If I close myself off from the whole world, just stay in my room and just draw comics nonstop and focus my whole life, I will become, I don't know the word, but everything will be dumbed down. I will not be creative, and it's just, I'll be locked in my own bubble and naive to the whole world, and I don't even know a better way to say it. But
No.
I feel for you to be the best as you can, you have to take elements from different jobs, different things, as you go out, experience the world, and do different things, then come back and go to your center and draw comics. So with that said, what are your hobbies, or what do you do when you're not making comics? Relax, or for whatever reason.
Oh man.
No, that is an interesting ass thing, cause yeah, that's why when people ask me, oh, why don't you do more commissions or whatever, it's just like I don't want to do drawing for just the sole purpose of money. Like I was saying last night, that's why I left Patreon. It's like drawing for me is I want to do it for myself for fun. I don't want to do it for success or anything. I do it for myself. That's why I that's why I do jobs that like make me look at other aspects of life. Like I work as a floor polisher and for marble and everything, and like meeting new people, assholes or modest rich people, whatever. It's like it's fun to see the architecture of the houses and meeting the different workers when we're working on a new house and everything's getting installed. Like that new perspective and everything, it's really awesome. And I also like working at Walmart or the Chinese restaurant I worked at for 2 seconds. Or I wanted to be a mover because I like being out and active. So coming back home after a long day of work to my desk will feel that much better, rather than slaving all day, forcing stuff to come out. I'm like, no. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a big reason why I don't do commissions either. Like, I get a ton of messages on like, especially as of recently, and I've just been sending everybody to Cameron. You know, like a bunch of people have been hitting me up, and I just been like, "Yo, go to C Night Comics Art. Like, he's making dope shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he might be able to do some stuff for you or whatever, just to send business like to my friends or whatever." But that's the thing. Like, I already do a job right now that, like, even though I like kind of designing and sometimes programming, I can't do programming forever. You know what I mean? I like being able to come home and just do my art and not have to focus on, someone being like, well, I don't really like the buttons like this or this and that. Like, I just like being able to create openly. And also to really, as of late, like, I don't feel like my artwork is at a level where it's sellable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel comfortable charging somebody some money and then giving them this piece of art that I know 3 weeks from now or a month from now I'm going to look at and be like, yo, that shit was hella subpar. And, so, like, I just, right now, I'm improving. Like, that's, every picture I do, I'm trying to practice something different, and I'm just trying to improve to get to a level where, I can, where I feel comfortable.
Hey, viewers out there. The last thing Michael Tony said about not have confidence in not selling his artwork, pretend you never heard that. That's completely wrong. Just forget you ever heard that, alright? Alright, go on. Yo, yo, Jay, what's up, man? What's Jay?
Hit on with that Zathar perspective.
Michael Tony, greatness lives within, and it begins with you and it ends with you. So
Yeah.
never, ever say that ever again.
No, I'm not saying
you have your standards, and we know that, and I know that you respect yourself to a certain standard, but you never know until you try, because people won't buy it. I'd buy anything that you put up. You just don't put it up for me to buy.
Yeah,
Well,
I appreciate that, man.
For yourself.
We need to put up a slideshow of artworks that people have paid for, and you'd be surprised, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I know what people pay for. That's kind of what I feel like. Like, I don't want to be on that slideshow.
I know.
We're not going.
It's cool. We're not having that conversation. I'm the captain. Jay.
Sir.
Jay, hit him with that one hero shiver. Yeah.
Hit him with that one hero.
Hit him with that VHS side B shit, bro.
Well, what I would do if I couldn't, like I've actually been trying to do, is if I can't create, or I'm not in a position where I can create at the time, since I am only a writer, if I reach a point where I can't write, I've tried to reach out to other creative outlets as far as inspiring others, because just because I can't create doesn't mean I can't inspire the others to create, which is why I've turned to YouTube or other ways that I can try to spread my thoughts, my vision, my meaning, or whatever I have, whatever that's me, throughout the world, because that way it can help inspire those that were having a roadblock that aren't having one anymore, or going above and beyond that fact to inspire those that may want to quit. Because it's like, if you have a message of positivity that can reach the world in such a heavy way to influence those to move forward to the future that they're destined to, you're really only doing a really good service. And I've recently adopted this whole saying of, I'd rather find a way to take my mess, or the mess that I've continued to make, and turn them into messages for the others. So that way they learn and they know what to do, what not to do, and they can choose to put their hand in the flame or to keep it away and do something better with their time.
My nigga, oh my god, that is so beautiful. That's exactly. Yo, did Shasta have a turn?
No, I haven't. I've been thinking.
Do you want to skip you, or are you ready? You ready?
I'm still thinking, so.
Gonna hit him with that baker's dozen?
Alright, so, okay, yo, Jay answered my question beautifully, man. Maybe Warren did, I don't know, but what do you guys do for hobby when you're not drawing? What are you doing if you're not drawing to enjoy yourself?
Boy.
I'm taking care of fish.
Taking care of fish. Yo, Shasta, you know in that stupid website you can buy Mad Games and whatnot, you could actually buy a fish bowl and take care of digital fish and actually grow plants digitally.
But I like getting my hands muddy.
I'm just saying, for those people out there that lives on your tablet and whatnot, you could buy a fish bowl and feed your fishes every day, and take care of your fishes digitally, and they'll always
Okay,
love
hold on,
you,
hold
and
on.
they
You're
will not
saying
die.
it's a fish bowl?
Yeah, it's a
A
fish
bowl
bowl.
or a tank?
I don't know. You have to pay enough to upgrade it, or pay real like $50 to upgrade
Okay.
it. So it's up to you.
Because note for people who actually have fish, don't keep your fish in a fish bowl. That's cruel.
Why is it cruel?
Well, I'm going to use the beta for an example. The myth about them is
a
that they can live...
beta, for people out there that just simply don't know, a beta is a beautiful, smart fish. You could teach it to do tricks. It will literally jump through hoops of fire to eat food. All right, go ahead.
A little exaggerating, but appreciated. Betas are a fish found in rivers and shallow ponds in Taiwan, and they're typically brown, but they've been domesticated and bred to have really fancy, bright, vibrant colors. They have these elegant, huge fins. The females have smaller fins, while the males have these elegant mane fins. They're beautiful fish. The problem, though, is they're advertised that they can live in small, airless containers, like tanks, like bowls and cups and things like that, and that's just cruel. Betas are a very interesting fish because they can breathe air, and this is kind of what helps fuel that stereotype that they can live in small environments. No fish can actually survive in an environment that as small as they advertise them in. And if you're going to get a beta, and this is why I don't know about this app game, but if they show that a beta or a goldfish in a bowl, I wouldn't play it because it's incorrect. If you're a true fish keeper, you know you need your filters. You know you need to keep an eye on your nitrate levels. You know that a tank needs to be at least 10 to 20 gallons of water, even if it's for a single fish.
Yep.
Shasta's about to get me marching for fish now.
As long as they're properly cared for, fish are an amazing pet.
For an in-depth
Marching
look
for
on
fish.
please watch Finding Nemo.
I say heck no to fish bowls. Heck no to fish
No
bowls.
to fish bowls.
For you guys out
Uh,
there seeing the podcast, just know that baby cats or cats in general do not drink milk. That will kill them.
Nope.
All that shit is a lie.
Painted
Don't
those
trust
turning
everything
brown
you
for a
see.
week, boy.
Yes,
Join
it is.
the movement. Hashtag Barrage Crew.
Hashtag animal rights inside Brush.
So Barrage Girl has a freaking fish and a cat.
And she's vegan.
Yep, sounds about right.
And she turns into a purple thing in the moonlight. But that's the point.
You guys are funny.
So what we do outside of drawing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, like I said before, running and playing Skullgirls, which no one plays with me, but it's fine though. I'll just
Well, we'll see about that.
I got a controller.
Yeah,
There's a difference
I
between playing and being a training dummy for you.
played the, oh my god.
Look, Jay, you beat me once.
Once.
Yeah, and I teabagged you for it too.
And then you can get the Lucina treatment after. Someone go.
I go to the gym and I like to play video games, and I do like to cook, but like not like normally. Like I like to do shit like Chopped. Like I like to go in and see what I have in my cabinets and be like, okay, what type of crazy shit can I make with Cheerios, corn, and I don't know, like prairie oysters or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of cooking I like to do, like creative kind of cooking. When I'm not drawing. But real talk, I'm gonna be honest, I spend most of my time drawing. Yeah, whenever I get a chance.
When in my free time, I do a lot of reading. I read novels, and I do play video games too. But that's been less as of late. It's more like novels, and I want to say, and I unashamedly say this, I do a lot of daydreaming too. So yeah, that's a thing. Like I'll take maybe an hour or two out of my day, just sit on my couch or maybe pace around my house and just like daydream scenarios, events, stuff like that. Whether it's about stories or it's about just random stuff like what if scenarios, it's fun.
That's the greatest. I think everybody does.
But nobody admits it, so I'll be the first.
I don't know what's so ashamed about. It's not like you're a closet super masturbator like I am. What was that?
Hashtag new canon, hashtag barrage.
Hey, we don't say that here.
Ward, you said it last podcast.
I mean, we don't say in this tight, cramped hot box, all right? Don't say that.
That's 2 for 2.
You don't understand. All right, who's next?
Yo, I think everyone said what they were gonna say. If this is an intermediate conversation to like calm down the mood, get everyone's head going through. Example, me recently, I bought these 2 pens, these pen pal squishy brush pens. The first time I use them, freaking beautiful. 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I try to use them and they're sticky as they're just really sticky, and then they just slide and they're just messy. Really hard to control. So I'm like, okay, this was a good tool, now it's a crappy tool. And I say, everyone, just do not buy them. They get sticky, they're really hard to use and whatnot because it's inconsistent. Because for whatever reason, they got sticky. So I was wondering, for you guys, do you guys have any tools that you guys remember that is bad?
Sticky and hard to use.
Tony, that sounds like a personal problem.
It could be a tool, an app, a piece of paper, like anything in your life that was good and just did not work out the way you wanted it, man.
Oh, okay.
Acrylic
AKA the
paint.
first generation Cintiq Hybrid.
For me, it was the Tapastic app. It's a good app, but I just don't like it. Yeah, the Tapastic app. I just couldn't use it.
Why?
I don't know. I would go on there. I'm like, oh look, there's comics, and then for some reason, like there was just like this burning hatred towards both my phone and this app, and I was just like, I gotta delete it, and I deleted it right away. I never went back. But yeah, that's supposed to work like a charm, and I know a lot of people who are happy with it and stuff, but it's just not for me.
Boy,
Allow me to remove these tire tracks from me as you just threw me under the bus secretly. Thank you.
Brand? I'll answer really
I'm
quick.
sorry, Jay.
Nib pen and Indie ink. Boy! So many
Now watch
pencils growing
as I
down.
erase the tire tracks from my heart as you say that.
Yo, so many friendships were lost that day.
When the nib pen attacks.
Foolish. Bucking up.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
Yo, Mike.
Yeah.
Any tools didn't work out the way you thought it was?
Trying to think, man. Like, I would say my original Cintiq because I just kind of it like I don't know. I feel like I outgrew kind of just sitting in one spot and then drawing. And I know people who had their like Cintiq for years before like they upgraded, and I had to upgrade to the Companion too because it was like I was spending so much time traveling. So I guess yeah, like my original Cintiq. I'm just trying to think like.
But what was so bad about your original Cintiq versus just standing in one spot, because that's its original design? There's no
I mean, I guess it wasn't as much the Cintiq. Actually, it wasn't as much the Cintiq as it was like. Oh no, I have one. I have one. So I bought a brand new computer, right, like a couple of months ago to hook up to my old Cintiq, because my other computer was shit. It was turning off all the time, and I was hella excited. I bought it like a day or something like that before my birthday. I spent my entire birthday, hours, like in and out of work and the whole time, trying to get my Cintiq to work with my brand new computer, to realize that the hardware is not compatible with the 2016 like Mac or something like that. It's like it doesn't look as smooth and clean. And so from that, I had to go and get this other Cintiq because I couldn't stop drawing or whatever. And that was hella disappointing, getting a brand new computer and realizing it didn't work with the stuff that I already had. And it was like days of depression because I was like, what the fuck? This thing should just work. It like should work. And the computer by itself, unbelievably fast, beautiful. I was like, man, I'm going to be able to get on Hangouts with the guys and stuff again and be able to draw and do all this other stuff. None of that. None of that. I was furious, yo. Furious. I was so mad that I got to the point where I had to be super polite to everybody, because if I had snapped, I would have went to jail. Like, it was one of those type of, like, levels of frustration where I was just, like, super polite, but it could have been that one thing, like, I don't know, someone fucking sneezed, and that was it. That was going to be it. Boom. But yeah, that's my horror story of a broken tool.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh. I am sorry. For some reason, just that thought made me laugh. I am so sorry.
Yo, I mean, stop being so sensitive, man. No one likes girly men, all right, man.
Throw me under the bus. It's fine. I don't care.
To be a man.
Let's do
You
it.
must be swift as a coursing river.
Yeah, man.
We're interrupting this podcast to bring you a musical.
You ruined it on me. See? God damn it. We were in a row. All right.
I'm going to ruin it as long as you're the captain.
Friend.
Say goodbye to those who knew me.
Oh, I really wish I didn't skip gym. I can't
I was
remember.
a fool in school for cutting gym.
Yeah, there you go.
Let it go.
Yo, that is so a role reversal, saying that a guy actually know the lyrics and the girl didn't. Mulan, that's your.
Well,
that's your,
I'm
like, your
a
flag.
man.
That's like every girl.
I'm ready for transformation. Anyway.
The tool that I used most recently that I prefer not to use again, it wasn't really broken. It just didn't work for me, which was Celtics, the scripting tool.
Oh, yes.
I prefer to script it myself because they really don't let it. It's really not user friendly, and it's not up to the snuff where you really feel the interface and how it really interacts with you just meshes. It never really meshed with me. It was kind of just like, you're supposed to do it this way. Well, can I do it this way? No. Bad J. And then it just slapped my hand every time I wanted to do something different, like follow this format. And I'm like, well, maybe this isn't for me. So then I actually went through a bunch of trials and tribulations on developing how I wanted to write my script amongst months and months of research, and I finally found my own way to tell a script versus using that tool. So to those that are struggling with that or figuring that out, just do panel one and whatever you want in it, and keep it as simple as possible depending on the artist. But that's a whole nother conversation. So yeah.
I agree with you on the Celtics thing. It's very archaic, the format. So unless you are used to the traditional way of scripting, which is what they use as a standard, it's not really gonna work out for you. So yeah, totally agree.
Don't buy into that pressure, or that peer pressure, or the hype behind saying it must be professional because this is what the professionals use. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not the professional. I am Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't play Street Fighter 5 because Daigo plays it. That's just lunacy.
Who's that rapper that beat Daigo? Almost beat Daigo?
Fucking Childish.
No, it was Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah, Lupe staged the show Fiasco. Yeah, boy.
Yo, we're running out of time, and there's so many more topics to take to keep track of. Or we still have a lot more.
That's what next week is for.
Yeah.
So everyone, if you want to know more about these podcasts, join Facebook Barrage group.
Wait! I got this, sir. I got this. Hold on. So guys, if you would like a nice organized playlist of podcasts like this and others, follow Barrage on YouTube. It doesn't have any videos yet, maybe one introducing the Barrage, but we have organized playlists of podcasts including J Hero and freaking whole bunch, even Cameron Knight, who was mentioned earlier. So if you're bored, if you want to listen to another one with us yabbing all night, there should be 9 in a playlist so far. So yeah, it'll be updated throughout the night.
So guys, if you do not have an answer or you do not want to speak your answer, that's completely fine. This is the lightning round. Is there anything you find unfair from your creative point of view? Like if you're a comic book, if you create comic books, do you find something unfair of how society treats you because you create comic books, or how the comic book situation works in general? Do you have anything like that?
Yes, themes and ideas. Comic books, despite having a variety of genres, most people assume if you write comic books, you're doing hero, you're doing Japanese-styled manga, or you're doing extreme realistic graphic novel. and it's kind of awkward when, at least in my case where I write about cats, we're like, oh, well, what's your story about? And I'm like, cats. And that's at least in my personal opinion. There's a lot of prejudice towards non-human sort of stories.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any writers,
To,
right?
to piggyback off of what she said, it's just if you really try to view something as unfair or an uncertainty because you are creating, as the great and wise Warren Thompson said earlier, you are creating for you, and it's your idea. So you cannot go out into the world and expect 100 million people to be completely on board. Maybe a certain small percentage of them will be on board with what you're writing and creating, but ultimately you're creating for you. And if somebody really can accept or understand that and wrap their head around it, then it's not for them. It's not for your time and energy to be put into it, and you keep on pushing with what you want to do, or you'll get caught up on the bad things.
You know, I actually got something. You know, we live in this current generation where people don't like to use their imaginations anymore. So they expect your art to be the crutch for their imagination. So they want your art to be so good that it immerses them in it. And they don't have to do any groundwork. They want that car to look exactly like a car. They want the details to be so fine that they can smell the upholstery. It's ridiculous. So when someone comes with not as refined art or whatever, they're bashed to fucking all high heaven. And then they feel like they're forced or obligated to improve their art to make it look more realistic. And it's the dumbest thing ever. And another thing, race, sex, all of that doesn't matter in a fictional setting. If people are saying, oh, that woman is being mistreated, that is a drawing drawn consistently over a series of panels if they choose to. That is not a woman. That is just a drawing, all right? So what if they're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, or freaking gay, or what? It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, don't read it. Don't complain about it and say you need more representation of that character looking more like you or her or him. It's the dumbest thing. It's like stories are stories. It comes from people's minds and what they like. And so people are not obligated to make you feel more comfortable. That's your job. All right.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that, just on the image thing. For the simple fact of the matter is, like, I mean, the correlation between appearance and marketing, right, to a particular degree, there's a reason why people spend so much money on it, is because it makes an impact. If that was the case, then, you know, you could still have Jim Crow labeled soap, right, that have like a depiction of, you know, the quote-unquote old school, like, coon, right? So depending on how things are seen or how that's done, you know, visually, or how it's televised, and not I don't mean just on television, but like how much time it gets shown, changes the view of what, like, for example, Shasta was talking about as far as like animals or different types of people or whatever. Because we generally see men in the main roles of main stories, we generally see men as heroes and women not as heroines. So as far as representation and all of those other things, I feel like it's imperative for diversity, because then it allows people to start to stretch and then see things. I do get what you're trying to say, where it's like, yo, you make stuff for yourself and you do the things that you initially like to do. I 100% agree with that. But I also agree with, at least for me particularly, like, hopefully when my art gets better and more people start to like see more of my stuff, I'll understand I'm making things for myself, but I'll also take on a responsibility to a degree where, for example, I have 100,000 followers or something like that. So I know that I'm responsible for certain people seeing it, and, you know, and how they may particularly feel about it because I'm making it a certain way. I personally feel very strongly about diversity in comics and in stories and stuff, because I distinctly remember being a kid and being removed from characters to a degree because I couldn't see myself there. You know, hanging around with other people.
I fully understand, but that's definitely a conversation for another time, man. Yo, the next
Well, I know, but
last
I
question.
was relating it to that as an
No,
aspect,
I
though.
understand. I understand. I understand. And you got your point across, man. The last question for today, or the last conversation for today, is basically networking. How do you network? How do you approach networking? And the attitude for it or whatnot. I would like to say networking in the digital age or any age, it's still the same thing. Smile and talk to people. As perfect example, when I was going to college, I used to take a train every day, hour ride to go to college. And my conductor will come, I pay for the ticket, and I ask him, hey, how you doing? How's life? And blah, blah, blah. And I ask him every day, every day. And like in the 6 months, he basically stopped charging me. You know, I just go in, go sleep, and just talk. And for 3 years, I took that train every day for free. When he's there and whatnot. And that only
Mm.
happened because I made a connection. I smile. I talk to him. Even if he's having a bad day, I still smile and be like, oh, that's so bad. I mean, that's too bad for you and whatnot. And I acted like I care. I did care, but I think that's the whole key of creating these connections and building your brand or whatnot. Just smile and actually talk to people, like people. Anyone else?
Hmm.
Ahmed?
Hmm?
You have something else to talk about? How to create your franchise online?
Uh, Creating my franchise online. Whoa. Oh, you mean networking?
Yeah. Your question, your topic.
He kind of my topic. I wanted to ask a different question, but now
Oh
I have
no,
to.
go ahead, ask your question. Actually, you got 5 minutes. Go.
I got 5 minutes. No, I just wanted to ask a really basic question. Like, how do you guys go about? All right, let me actually give you a scenario to make this a little bit easier. So say you guys are browsing your favorite art website of choice, okay, and you end up finding this really cool picture of something that you enjoy, whether it be like a fan art or an original piece, the way it's drawn, maybe the colors, etc., etc. And you look at this person, and then you look at the artwork, and then you go back to this person's gallery, and you just see all this awesomeness and epicness to the point where you're like, I want to be friends with this person. How would you go about approaching them?
With a smile.
Well, if it's digitally, you can't really. It would be creepy if you took a picture of your face smiling. That could be taken in so many different
Okay.
ways.
No, I get it. You're trying to make a joke. Ha 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 ha. There's emoji smiles. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I think I've actually approached people I've admired before, and I think the best way to go about it is to paying compliments would be cheap, but to give an honest opinion on a piece. Something you liked. Like, hey, I really liked this piece, and it made me feel blah, blah, blah. And give an honest opinion and feeling about a piece or a set of writing they've done. It makes you more connectable and more human. And that way you can build a bond off of that.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
No?
I mean, I just I'm like, yo, man, this is dope. I fuck with it. I'm gonna follow your work, and I always let people know that like I'm supporting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I really support this. Blah blah blah. Like, I want to follow this or whatever it is. And I think whenever I've done that, I tend to get people following me back. Like, even if I didn't want them to follow me back, and I'm like, wow, man, your work is really good. I decided to follow it. They'll be like 4 times better than me, and then they'll follow me, and I'm like, I don't enrich your abilities, you know what I'm saying, by seeing my stuff on your timeline, but I really appreciate that. And then for some reason, like, the more you talk with people, like Tony was saying, that you can just get closer, and that's how I kind of develop like relationships with artists that I really like to see.
Yo, Jay, you got some something to say about this topic? See that you have a wide range of net. Like your reach goes really far. So you got anything?
Well, it would actually go into play with the title of my YouTube series called Creatively Foolish. And it's pretty much just, doing what everybody else is uncomfortable with doing or afraid of doing. Like, I'm the guy that would rather jump off the mountain and figure out how to build a plane on the way down so that I can fly away and be okay. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people we know that don't do that. And some people have their own legit reasons because they do it for themselves. And then there are other ones that have just other ways of doing it. But for me, I spread myself across the net as far as I can because I'm trying to, like I said, spread a message. So I have no problem with going on Reddit and getting ripped apart by people that want to judge my comic because they don't know it. I'm okay with putting it out there to be judged because at the end of the day, I'd rather get 99 no's and one yes out of
No, no,
100.
but the question is, how do you make that connection with another creator?
Because I do more personable things. How can I say this? I connect through emotion or whatever. Like how Mike Tony said he'll send somebody a real heartfelt description. I've done that. You know, I've reached out to people and I've sent them a message. I'll send them a message and tell them, hey, I like what you're doing. Keep going. I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for showing your art to the world. So messaging people, when I'm tweeting, I make sure I choose specific tags that I know people may look for. Um, with it, when I'm not creating anything, I try to create quotes and share those to spread my message and who I am. But as far as meeting people, it's really just been going after them and saying, "Hey, how are you? I am this person. This is what I'm doing. If you were willing to hear me out, you know, this is what I got going on. This is what I'm looking for.
Hold on.
Whatever." But it's really just really going after it is what I really do. From all of the platforms that I use. Twitter, I tweet as much as I can. Instagram, I'll post. I'll like, comment. And I think, honestly, as networking, the biggest way to reach people is commenting. There are so many people that, like Warren has said before, they'll click like and keep on going. Oh, whatever, I forgot about you already. I'm on my 50th picture I liked. Whereas when you take the time to comment, that's when it really stands out from people. So me sending those messages and me commenting for people changes the game completely. It makes me stand out already.
Yeah, I agree with the whole commenting thing. Yeah.
Yo,
For
Warren,
sure.
you got anything to close this off?
Meeting new people, that was the question?
Yes, sir. How you make that that initial step?
Well, it kind of does tie in, like, I know it may seem off topic because we originally wanted to do networking, but this topic basically encapsulates. We talked about what we love to do, what our interests are in and outside of drawing, and that's what really starts it. Like, that's why I like to watch a lot of live streams with artists just talking while they're drawing. It gives me more perspective on them, and then I don't see the art just for the art. I see them for the person behind it as well, and I'm starting to see more of their personality through their art, so I can appreciate it more. I'm not much of a big fan of commenting and everything. I'd rather like to meet the people in person and everything. That's why I'm not a fan of liking stuff from my friends and everything because I already know you. So yeah.
To be a friend.
So this has been
Hold on, Tony.
serial number insert. No, wait, Ahmed.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Jay one question before we close it off.
Oh, we're doing plugs. Heavy plugs after this.
Boy.
Okay. Jay.
Oh boy.
No, it's not going to be a hard question, but if you don't want to answer this, I completely understand. That's none of my business. But okay,
But is it going to be sticky?
It's not going to be sticky. So I remember you got in contact with forgive me if I butcher his name, Luis, the guy who did that awesome art of Rebirth.
Luis Figueroa.
Yes, that guy.
Yes.
How did you get him on board to do that? Because I'm actually really interested.
Oh boy. In reality, if it wasn't for my background in sales and management, you know, dealing with multiple people, I don't think I'd be able to do what I'm doing because, and like Warren said, if people don't know you, they don't know you. So when I send messages to people to ask them to work with me, I send very personable messages, and it's about how I speak with them because a lot of people go, hey, I got money, make my art. Or, hey, are you open for commissions? I want this. It's really about all how you approach them because artists are human too. They're not just some machine that you just give money to and they pop out art instantly. So I think realistically what happened for me was it was just like my experience that helped. But when I went to him, I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. I really appreciate your art. I like your style. Do you mind taking time out of your day and schedule to work with me toward my dream and goal? I don't say my comic book or my idea. I say my dream, my goal. I make it very personable to establish as much rapport as I can in that first message, because that's my best impression of me. Because I'm not going to send them a photo of me smiling saying, smile. Or I'm not going to send them a video giving them a long, drawn-out introduction. That's literally what I try to do, is make it as personable as possible and give the best of me. And that's honestly just something I want to say, which is why Mike Tony, when he backed my Kickstarter, even though it didn't go through, when he was questioned on why did you give that much to the Kickstarter, he says, because I believe in him. Even if the story doesn't do good, it's him. I believe in him.
Yo, Ahmed, can you click on Shasta's screen real quick?
Yes.
To allow everyone else?
You need to look at that cat, B. That cat is dope. Look at that cat.
Yo.
But go on with your conversation. I just want to let everyone see that her work.
Cat.
Well, I don't know if I answered it or not, but
No, you did.
Ahmed, it's Ahmed's
that was good. I'm good. You can go with whatever you want now, Tony.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone's looking at the cat, right? The cat's evil eyes, like
yes, the cat's out the bag.
Ahmed? Everyone's looking at the cat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yo, this has been Estimable.
Hey, it's not over yet! Everyone give your respective plugs.
No, I won't. Hold up.
Alright. I don't want
This has been Estimable Zero, alright? This is the captain speaking. We're about to end this ship. We're almost at the shore. We're about to land. We're drawing the fucking anchor. And basically, my name is Antonio, the captain for this trip. I hope you enjoy it. It's been, fun and whatnot for me. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, you can find my artwork at DeviantArt, Error, Bonus-Staff Rule, Bonus-Staff Error, and I hope you enjoy it. And everyone else is gonna basically said, their last goodbyes, any plugins they want. And we're simply gonna end the show right after that. So everyone have a good day, be creative, and know the only person stopping you is yourself. And stop putting other people in front of you, because it is yourself, alright? Yourself. Let's go. Hit it.
Error underscore, by the way, people. It's underscore. That's what he meant.
2 underscore.
2 underscore.
Error underscore full underscore error.
The link may be in the description. I am not making any promises, because I'm not Ahmed. I'm not about that broken promises.
Except what promises I break?
Oh, making this freaking thumbnail.
Alright. So, who's doing the next plug?
You're talking, Shasta.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm Heartblood Rose. You can find me on YouTube at Heartblood Rose at YouTube, my YouTube channel. I'm also on DeviantArt as Heartblood Rose. And yeah, that's where you can find me. If you want to email me, my email is shaster_dog@hotmail.com.
Underdog?
Underscore dog.
Dog. There's an actually dog. Okay. Well,
yes.
Moving on. I ain't trusting that website though.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your humble creator and writer. No, I'm J1Hero. You can find me on www.iamoneHero.com, or you can search for I Am One Hero on Google, and a lot of the things will come up, or Infinite the Journey.
I just want to say the I Am Hero site is pretty cool, so you should check it out.
It's broken.
It doesn't matter. It's so cool.
Like a promise.
At the end of the day, so.
Like a promise. And that wasn't a promise. I just said it was cool.
Who's next? Come on. We're like 2 minutes after, man.
I'm going last so I can transition into the other plugs. And
Nice. Okay. So, my name is not Michael. You can go.
Actually, so my name is Shingu Amito. You can find me on Instagram at Shingu Amito, or anywhere on the internet, Shingu Amito. I'm a huge fan of Mike Tony, and yeah, go check out my stuff.
He's pretty much my Lord and Savior. And last but not least, I'm Michael Tony. You can find Comic Duelist on Tapastic. And yeah, I am the greatest guy ever, and you should all know that by now. And yeah, that's it. Have a wonderful day.
All right, everyone. Last but not least, correction parried. I'm Warren Thompson. You can find me at The Road to PDS, a Facebook page for all of you to enjoy. You can find me on Instagram at XO_MB_EE zombie, all caps. And of course, new canon at DeviantArt.com and Death Star on Tapastic. And other than that, we gotta leave it to our girl Barrage. You can find Barrage, the Facebook page, on Facebook, BARRAGE, or Barrage Crew. It's a private group, so you may need to ask for permission before joining, and we'll let you in gladly. We don't have a screening process or anything like that. And Barrage on YouTube. And like I said earlier, if you are bored, want more podcasts, well, One Hero's got you with his podcast, collaborated with our other friend, Josh Harper.
The J Talk podcast. You can find it on Joshua's channel.
Yeah.
There'll be a link in the below.
And his Flight series, which will also be in the link buffet. And finally, yes, Cameron Knight, C Knight Comics, his podcast, Comics and Chill. Once again, that's us. I'm getting off the boat, and yeah.
Is it a skyboat or a water boat, Captain?
It's a water boat.
Titanic!
I think
You said we were going to land, and I just was confused.
I think it's the boat landing on the beaches of Normandy.
Whew.
Okay.
Time to fight. I also wanted to say that as Michael Tony, I also have an Instagram that you can find me at. So just make sure you check that out too. And yeah,
Isn't it Mike Tony Design?
Is it Mike Tony Design? Yes, it is. I see the first two words of that name every single time I myself favorites my own work. But I don't know how long we're going to play this joke out. Anyway, I'm going to end this now. Good night.
Joe.